said, trying to prevent the Reds from hitting anything. Shurik, and yes, they were 14-game winners against Carlos Garcia. Gave up only 5 hits to the Pirates. Jeff King to left. Thomas Howard goes back. Jeff King. Thomas Howard wins that battle. Then watch this in the 6th. The Reds are up 3-1. Jeff Branson on first and Shurik at the plate. And the catcher. Encarnacion, he's going to try to pick the runner off at first, and the only thing he picks off, ouch, is Shurik's bat, which then hits Shurik in the head. Peter, what happened?
Well, this is the guy that scooped the ball up with his mask and cost him the game in Los Angeles 2 weeks ago. He didn't look at Shurik. Of course, he put Branson in scoring position. Shurik, who had 3 hits, gets the base hit. 14th win, ties him with Maddox. Not too bad an afternoon.
The best team we've seen all year, said Jay Bell of the Reds. Jim Leland called the Reds the best offensive team in
Bowers strikes out. Buhner thrown out by Mike Stanley. Top of the 4th, still scoreless, Randy Velarde. 2 on for Velarde, and Velarde delivers. The opposite way, Jay Buhner can't get it, but his throw home in time. Here comes Darrell, but great slide by Darrell, avoiding Dan Wilson's tag. It was 3-0 New York, bottom 4, bases loaded for Blowers. He hits well when the bases are full, except this time against Scott Kamenicki. Blowing Blowers away to end the inning. It was 4-2 New York in the 8th. Blowers the tying run at the plate, Buhner at first, but John Wetland struggling no more. Strikes out Blowers, and New York avoids their worst losing streak in 13 years. They stopped their skid at 8 games.
Season taking on Jose, and Todd Van Poppel strikes him out looking. Anytime Jose faces a 3rd strike, likes to back out, trying to convince the ump it was a ball. Van Poppel didn't fare too well against Greenwell. Solo shot 2-1 Red Sox. Would they ever give up the lead after that? Well, Roger Clemens did his best to make sure they didn't. Bottom of the 6th, Scott Brocious. The Rocket trying to barehand it. Valentin, he does barehand it and throws to first for the out. Was the hand okay? Ask Craig Paquette. Indeed it was. Kevin Kennedy saw some defense from Clemens. Mike Bordick now next up. Off Clemens' ankle. Clemens gets to the ball, throws to first in time to get the out. And the Rocket and the Red Sox win 4-1, though there'll probably be a few black and blues on the Rockets' arm and leg. 4-1 final. Hasselman 2 for 3, an RBI and a home run. His 3rd. He also had a double. Canseco 1 for 4. Valentin 2 for 4. And Clemens goes 7 innings. 6 hits, 1 earned runs. He did walk 4. He only K'd 2. Are the Indians interested in one of those A's hosting Detroit? Jose Lima, an ERA over 7 coming in, and he intentionally walks Baerga to load him up. Sparky and the pitching coach, Doug Truhl, take their chances with Albert Bell. 3-2 pitch. It's 3-0 after the walk. The next batter, Lima. Eddie Murray, a 401 hitter when the bases are loaded. Increase that. Single to right. Lofton and Baerga score easily. It is now 5-0. After an RBI single by Jim Tomei, Sparky says, Lima, thanks, and you're out. As for the opposing pitcher, Oral Hershiser, problems with the mound. No problems here. Derek White looks. 4 Ks for Hershiser, 5th straight win for Oral. And he says, I'm trying to come up with some new things, new delivery, new grips, and obviously trying to fix a new mound. Same old result for the Tribe. Baseball's best record now at 76-35. They have Reeder. Deion Sanders wasn't a Giant then. The call 3rd strike. Reeder, 7 Ks. Bottom 5, 1 out. Tim Laker on first, and Laker and Reeder were in Harrisburg together. The bunt to Robbie Thompson, and watch Thompson's hit. He never saw Laker taking 3rd, and on the overthrow, the Expos go up 1-zip. Aggressive base running from Laker. Top of the 9th, 2 outs. Expos 1-zip. Reeder firing himself up. The crowd also doing the same, and Deion gets under it just enough that it's a flyout. Rondell White, a running catch on the warning track, and Reeder gets the victory. 1 hour, 54 minutes in this game, 2nd shortest game of the season. And Kirk said, I just wanted to show the club I had my confidence back. Leiter, who was 6-1 with a 1.92 ERA, pitched pretty well himself. Gave up only 4 hits, but he loses and is now 9-8. The last 6 starters for the Braves, an ERA of 1.43. Tommy Glavine's turn against the Cubs. And a strikeout. He would strike out 4. He also showed some athleticism in the field. Jim Bullinger, the chopper. Glavine going after it, and he's not going to throw it. At the plate, 1-1 game of the 7th. Dwight Smith on 3rd. Glavine at the plate. Up the middle he goes. And that gave the Braves a lead at 2-1. Glavine, though, after helping himself, would hurt himself on this pitch. Tough to see. Facing McRae in the 8th, he drags his left foot on his follow-through, and he felt a little twinge in his back, so he left after 7 2/3, allowing just 1 run. Glavine didn't walk anybody in the game. Yanked strictly as a precaution. Said not to be a serious injury, but at this stage of the game, you take him out and make sure everything's okay. Wohlers gets his 20th save. Glavine improves to 8-1 in his last 12 starts, 13-5 overall. Palmeiro, this works for Raff. His 31st home run, third in his past 3 games. 1-0 Orioles, and what a season he is having. Bottom of the first, speaking of seasons, Mike Mussina facing Tony Phillips, and Phillips. Foul tip, strike 3. And Peter and Mussina, combination of pitches, they all worked.
Well, he's got such great command of 3 pitches. He's so much like Greg Maddux. Great change up there to strike out Jim Edmonds. He does it again to Garrett Anderson, then comes back. Tony Phillips is so buffalo, just takes it right down the middle.
Mussina getting some defensive help, too, in the bottom of the 8th. Brady Anderson will help him here as he makes the running catch on J.T. Snow on the hit and run. Mussina Cade Phillips for the 3rd time. A career-high 11 strikeouts, his 8th career shutout. And a name you rarely hear as far as Cy Young Award winner goes, Mike Mussina at 15-7 now. Ahead of Wakefield, ahead of Johnson when it comes to wins. The Orioles blanked the Angels 4-0, and California is struggling since the DiSarcina injury. White Sox and Jays and Paul Molitor, the story in this one. Came into the game having reached base in 5 consecutive at-bats. Already 1 for 1. Righetti's pitch to left. Martinez is going to try to throw at Molitor at second, but the throw gets away. Alex Rodriguez scores. Molitor the 3rd, 1-0 Jays. Al Leiter sharp in this one. Lyle Mouton looking for a hit, instead looking at the pitch. 4th for one of his 7 Ks for Leiter. Tied at 1 in the 6th. Molitor had reached base 7 straight at bats. Make it 8. He takes Righetti deep to left. His 12th home run of the year. Jays win 2-1. 8 straight hits for Molitor. That ties the team mark set by Rance Mullenix back in '84. Mullenix also holds the team record for reaching base in consecutive plate appearances with 10. Molitor is now at 9. In 2 months, his average has gone up 40 points. Frank Thomas, the big hurt, did hit his 33rd home run of the game. Team, the Royals, against wild card hopefuls. The bullet from Craig Worthington, Mark McLemore, and Gordon escapes trouble. Nice play by Flash. Gordon also threw well. Little heat that Will Clark can't catch up to, and Flash Gordon 8 innings, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts. As for the game, tied at 2 in the 7th. Keith Lockhart takes Pavlik for a ride to the alley. A solo shot, 3-2 Royals. Lockhart, only his 4th of the year. For insurance, the 8th, Gary Gaetti facing Matt Whiteside, and he does a little yard work. A 2-run shot, number 29 for Gaetti, and the Royals speeding up on the Rangers 5-2. Flash gets his first win in almost 2 weeks. But he's beaten Texas 4 straight at Kauffman. Gaetti's 29th home run, the most by a Royals player since Danny Tartabull at 31 in '91. This season, Tartabull has 6. The Brewers have won 4 straight and started today just 1.5 behind Texas. The Brewers down 5-3, runner on first, and Kevin Seitzer off Frankie Rodriguez. Hamilton will be held up in 3rd. The Brewers have runners on 2nd and 3rd. Peter, the next batter is B.J. Surratt.
Well, B.J.'s had such a great year for them in every way, hitting .353, 62 RBIs, only 300 bats. Here, takes them back with his shot off Frankie Rodriguez. Now, the question is, was it out or was it not out? It was ruled home run, 3-run homer. Kirby Puckett said no. Tom Kelly said no. The replay seemed to indicate that it didn't go out, but hey, it's in the commissioner's home park. The umpires can go along with it.
Bob Scanlon to Kirby Puckett to right center. Are we going to have a replay? No. Dave Nielsen out of nowhere with a backhanded gritch. More defense, this time by the Twins. Fernando Vigna, the hot shot down the first baseline. Stachowiak somehow gets a glove up. Flips to Klingenbeck for the out. The only bright spot for the Twins in a Milwaukee win, 14-7. The Brewers' 5th straight win, season high. 18 hits for the Brew Crew. Bob Scanlon wins. Didn't. He went 0 for 4, but he did do something in the field. Top of the 2nd, runner on 2nd. Scott Cooper to right. David Bell motoring home. Larry Walker firing away, and Bell gets rung up at home. Joe Girardi hangs on, gets hammered, mask flies, ball stays in glove. Dante providing some pop, bottom of the 3rd. Get out of here in a hurry, and what a quick bat he has. 32nd of the year, club record 99th RBI. They're down by 3 at 4-1. David Bell in the 5th, and he's going to be a player. Down the line and left, Ryan Jordan scores. Bichette loses track of the ball as it goes all the way to the wall. Bell's in with a triple. He went 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. In that one, he comes up a home run shy of the cycle. A 3-game sweep by the Cards. Mabry, 9 for 30. Start since August 11th. Chris Jones, the screwball. Peter, Tony Gwynn, what's up?
Well, Tony Gwynn has been bothered all along here with this toe problem. He's gone through something like 14 different pairs of shoes trying to find. You can see it's really in the swing there, the ground ball. He just can't get any of the extension, any of the weight balance shifts that he normally has. But we say this, and he's still hitting .357 with 73 RBIs.
Win 1 for 4 on the day with a double. Steve Finley facing Reed Cornelius deep to right field and off the scoreboard. A 2-run shot. 3-0 Padres for Finley, his 10th home run, 40 and 41st RBI. And the Padres win at 4-1. Fernando, his first win as a starter in 2.5 months. Good series for Ken Caminiti, 9 for 17. By the way, the Mets, they did win 8 on this homestand.
Meanwhile, top of the third, scoreless runner on second. Mike Piazza, caution, flammable. Doubles off Tommy Green. Brett Butler scores 1-0 Dodgers. 2 batters later. Raul Mondesi takes Green's slider over the fence for a 2-run homer. Mondesi's 21st. Dodgers up 3-0. Top of the 6th, bases juiced for Mike Piazza, and he has just entered the zone. Baseball's extra special moment, the grand slam. Piazza's 4th career grand slam, 7-0 Dodgers. Piazza up again, breathing deeply in the zone. Top of the 8th. Second homer of the game, 4th and 2 nights. Piazza, 4 for 4, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Dodgers win 9-1. The Dodgers now up on the Rockies by 1.5 games, and what about